Hi everyone, I'm Keri Bailey and I'm going to be your flexibility instructor. I'm going to work you through a pre-workout that's going to mobilise and stretch our body before you jump into your workout today. It's really important that we mobilise, actively stretch and passively stretch to prevent injury and to prepare your body safely. Other things that we need to bear in mind is when we're stretching, you shouldn't feel any pain that makes you feel dizzy or sick. You should always be able to relax into the stretches and control the movement through your breathing. Another thing I want you to watch for is that you don't have pain in your joint area. So around your elbows or your knees or hips, if you're feeling really intense pain there, it's a sign we need to correct your alignment. So come out of the stretches and reset before going further. What we're going to use today is a bit of wall space and potentially a box step or a sturdy chair to get further into our stretches or to support us more safely. So if you could have those to hand and grab yourself a mat, we're going to get started. We're going to get started with your cardio to get your heart rate up. If you would prefer, you can do 60 to 90 seconds of skipping, or you can join in with me with this warm up here. Find yourself a space and we'll get started. Into a gentle jog. Don't worry so much about the pace to start with. I just want nice and light pace, a little bit of height for me. And we're going to start to bring the knees up in front. And start kicking your bum behind. Keep that pace now. Try to get a little bit more height for me. And we're going to start to bring the knees up in front again. See if we can get them a little bit higher now. And we're going to go back to kicking your bum. We're going to take the feet into parallel and jump. Try to jump nice and high that you can point your toes. Swing the arms. And we're going to go for star jumps. If you want to do half a star jump to reduce the amount we're jumping, you can do, or we can jump together. And we're going to start to twist. Get as much rotation as you can. And we're going back to a normal jog. Heels to bum. Knees back up in front. See if we can increase the speed. And back to kicking your bum. Nearly there. Feet in parallel jump. And finish off with our star jumps. And slow it down. And we're ready to get going. Hopefully you're now nice and warm after that warm up like I am. I'm going to take off a layer and we're going to get started by mobilizing our joints top to bottom. So if you want to grab your space ready to do that, we're going to start off with your neck. We're going to turn the chin over your shoulder as far as you can without straining the neck. We're going to go side to side and then take your hands down behind your side. Push your heel of your hand down towards the floor, and we're now going to do ear to shoulder, side to side again, feeling that stretch into your neck. Don't hold it too long, keep it nice and light. And we're going to hold the ear towards one shoulder and slowly scoop your hand forwards and back. And then swap to the other side. Slow scoop forward and back with that stretch down the side of your neck. And relax the hands. We're going to circle the shoulders up, back and down. Try to get as much movement here as you can, going through the full range. And we're going to circle in the other direction, make the movements nice and big. Thinking about squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other on the way back. And then take your hands onto your shoulders. We're going to make those circles a little bit bigger. Thinking about making the circle with the elbow to try and get it nice and big. Circle the other way. And we're going to do arms down by your side. Nice big circle up, back and down. Making that movement nice and fluid. And we're going to circle the other way. And with feet wider than your hips, we're going to bend the arms up at shoulder height with the elbows. We're going to rotate. Try to keep the hips still, don't let the hips twist with you. So it's just the upper body that's moving. Now we're going to straighten the arms out with control, side to side. And we're going to take the hands onto your hips. We're going to do a big hip circle. Soften the knees as we circle. Keep your back body straight. Don't arch into your lower back. And we're going to circle in the other way, softening the knees. Nice big movement from the hips. And we're going to stand onto one leg. Find your balance. If you need to hold onto a wall for this, you can do. We're going to lift the knee up, open out to the side, rotate and circle round. Nice big open movements. And one more opening. And we're going to circle the other way. Reverse the movement. And one more. And we're going to swap to the other side. Open that hip. Again, holding onto a wall if you need to. It's quite a challenging one to balance in. Find a focus point on the wall and reverse the other way. That's it. And nice big movements. One more. And we're going to turn onto your side. We're going to lean forwards and then back up. As you do this, keep your back flat. And you can reach towards the floor, but I don't want you to touch the floor if it doesn't feel right. So keeping the legs nice and straight, getting this movement hinging from the hips. I don't want to see any rounding from your upper back. So if that is a small bit of movement, then that is okay. And stand up for me. Balancing on that leg again, we're going to lift the leg up and down with control from your core. So nice lift up and down. Two more. And one more. We're going to take it behind now. So step in front. The leg comes behind. Firing your glute as we lift the leg, keeping it nice and straight. And one more. And we're going to swap to the other leg. Raise it up in front. Nice straight leg, squeezing your quad, keeping that leg engaged, and then take that leg behind, firing your glute as we kick it up behind, and one more, and release. That's our mobilizing done, and we're ready to move on to the next section. Now we're ready to activate those muscles and get further into our stretches. So you're going to start with your feet hip width apart and we're going to work through our shoulder range. The first option, you're going to stay standing in this position. The thumbs are going to come forward, pointing up to the ceiling, and you're going to reach your hands as far away from you as you can so you can feel a gentle stretch against the shoulder. We're going to reach the hands up to the ceiling. We're then going to turn the palms out, rotate at shoulder height, and then fingertips touch behind the back. If this feels challenging enough, we're going to stay standing. If you want to do the harder option, we're going to lean forwards, feeling potentially a stretch into your hamstrings if they're tight. Keep your head in neutral and don't overstrain your hamstrings. If it is too tight, you can go back to standing, or if it's too intense on the shoulders, you can also return to standing. So we're going to do 5 of these before repeating. So nice big rotation. Try to notice if one shoulder is moving more freely than the other. We want to try and make sure we're as even as possible. And we've got 2 more. And 1 more. And straighten up and give the shoulders a little shake off. And we're going to do that 1 more time. So choosing if you want to be upright or hinging forward at the hips, head in neutral position, thumbs to the ceiling, palms to the floor, then we rotate at shoulder height, fingertips touch behind the back. 4 more, and 3 more, 2 more, and last one. And bend, release, and shake the shoulders off. We're going to go down to the floor for the next part of our firing up. And I want you to go into a tabletop position. When we're in this position, brace your core strong. Make sure you're not sinking into the lower back. We're going to extend out in front, one arm with your thumb to the ceiling like before. And we're going to try to actively raise that shoulder up. This is going to be maybe challenging enough for some of you to just do the arms at once. If you feel like you want more of a challenge, you can do opposite arm to leg, thumb to the ceiling, and when you raise that back leg, make sure you're firing the glute to help support you. You also want to watch that you're not arching into your lower back here and you're keeping your core nice and strong. We're going to lift 5, either arm and leg together or just one at a time. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Swap to the other side. Brace yourself ready, either doing both at the same time or one at a time. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and last one, and release. Swap back to the other side, and we've got 5 more on this side. Choosing if we're doing both at the same time or one at a time. Make sure you're not arching into your lower back. We've got 2 more, and last one, and release. Swap to the other side, last go round, and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Onto your hands and knees. We're going to arch your back, so you're going to look up to the ceiling and you're going to round your back, chin to chest, engaging your core as you round and still keeping that core active as we arch back, making sure you don't feel any crunching or pain into the lower back. You want to feel this throughout your whole back. Round up to the ceiling, chin to chest, and arch, chin to the ceiling, and 1 more each way, and arch, and release. You're going to sit onto your bum for me, and we're just going to finish off with a bit of a core firer. This is also going to activate our shoulders as well. So we're going to lower down, bracing your core. We're going to roll down and lift back up, making sure your core is nice and strong throughout. We're not sticking your stomach up in the center or doming at any point. We want 4 more, and 3 more, 2 more, and last one. We're going to add a final challenge to this where we're actively opening our shoulders out, and as you lower down you want to make sure those shoulders aren't closing. This might mean that you don't go as far, and that's absolutely fine. We're going to lower down. It's going to feel a lot more challenging to keep those shoulders open as the core fires. We've got 3 more, and 2 more, and last one, and release. Good job. We're going to get into a hamstring stretch, one of my absolute favorite ones. If you have tightness in your hamstrings or your calves, this is a great one for you to add in daily or every other day to help you improve with your forward fold in particular. So before we go for it, if you want to test out how this is feeling, feet hip width apart, hinging at the hips, you're going to reach your hands down towards the floor. I want you to avoid this rounded position in your upper back, keeping a flat back, getting the movement from your hips and seeing if we can reach our fingertips or hands down, just finding out how this is feeling before we do the stretch. You're going to utilize either a step if you've got one, or the bottom step at home if you don't have something similar to this. That would also work. We're going to make sure it's nice and sturdy before we stand on it though. We're going to take the feet hip width apart. You're going to lean forward and hold on to a wall or a chair for support. You're going to lean forward until you start to feel the stretch down the back of the leg, making sure your back stays nice and flat. We're going to then start pedaling the heels down towards the floor. So make sure that the ball of the foot is on the step and it's not the arch of your foot. You're going to start to pedal down one heel at a time and get as much movement in the hips as you can. So we're going side to side, and as we push down the heel on the straight leg, you're trying to drive that hip down as well. Keep going nice and even with the movement, and if it starts to ease, you can walk your hands further down, making sure you're keeping your back nice and flat and we're not tempted to round your back at any point. If it gets too intense, you can take your hands back up higher. Now what you're going to do is hold one leg straight and hold just above the knee. If you apply pressure here and it hurts your knee or joint, come out of the stretch. If it feels okay, we're going to hold it here. And breathing into that stretch, swap over to the other side. Make sure you're nice and stable. pushing just above the knee if it feels okay, relaxing that heel down towards the floor. We've got 3 more seconds, 2, 1, and release. Slowly come out and then give your forward fold another test. Just see if that's helped to ease off and free the backs of the legs. Well done. Well done on your pre-workout. I hope you enjoyed it and now you're ready to get going with whatever exercise it is you're about to do. Make sure you cool down and stretch off afterwards as well. Check out the UltraFlex Hub for more of my videos on conditioning and stretching as you progress through your journey. I've also got my UltraFlex Clothing on. If you want to check out the links for the clothing as well, you can find it underneath the video. Thank you.